Well, we've got a mild week ahead, still a couple of foggy mornings, and this temperature inversion, light winds, all helping to create some reduced air quality. We'll talk about when that might start to break up a bit, as well as a chance of some snow. So of course we have a pretty impressive snowpack. It's helping to contribute to this fog we've had basically each night and morning over the last several mornings. Moisture still in the air, snow is still melting even when it's below freezing and still evaporating even when it's below freezing, but a good foot plus of snow cover. And for the Twin Cities and much of central and east central Minnesota, this is the 99th percentile, so top 1% in our records of snowfall for this time of the year. So pretty impressive. Not surprising, given that we're seeing the third snowiest season to date, but we haven't had any big thaws since those storms to really melt a lot of that snow, so that's helping to contribute. So as I mentioned, of course, reduced visibilities. Again, this was a look at 7 a.m. this morning, patchy fog, and of course, with temperatures as cold as they are, it's freezing fog. Lifting through the day again today, the sun helping there, but as we head into tonight and tomorrow, again, more fog will develop into the early morning hours Tuesday. And we can anticipate this happening pretty frequently as long as we're in this mild pattern that leads to this temperature inversion that we're going to talk about in a second. But as I mentioned, all this is helping to contribute to reduced air quality, which you tend to think of in the summer months, but we do get it in the winter. In fact, unhealthy for many areas in the Twin Cities, Orange, St. Cloud, Twin Cities, up to Brainerd, over 100 for the particles in the air. You want it to be under 50. The reason is because you go up just 900 feet this morning, 41 degrees, while we are 6 at the surface. Huge temperature inversion, and that allows the air to be stuck because, of course, warm air wants to rise. So when the warm air is above a layer of cold air like that, you're not going to get any mixing. Very light winds, too. So all of these things contributing. And we're going to continue to see moderate air quality probably the next couple of days. I do think it gets a little better Wednesday because this next system coming through is going to mix up the atmosphere a bit. But this is common in the winter. Warm air, as it moves in, it moves up and over the cold air, especially when we have this deep snowpack, which creates these persistent inversions. But temperatures were already warmer this morning for southern Minnesota by several degrees. We didn't see sub-zero readings at least this morning. And these are temperature anomalies forecast through the week. You can see Wednesday probably the peak. Well above normal, and through the week it looks like it'll cool off a little bit as we head into the end of the week. Friday closer to normal, maybe a couple degrees below, but still we're talking 20s and 30s for most of us through the week. This next system, not impressive, but a clipper system is going to bring some snow showers for central Minnesota. This is midnight tomorrow night, early Wednesday morning. Snow showers linger into the morning for northern Minnesota and especially along the North Shore and the Arrowhead, but for us in southern Minnesota, it'll be wrapped up pretty early before the commute Wednesday morning. But as far as the snow goes, we're probably going to see a narrow swath of maybe a couple of inches from Fergus Falls, Wadena, Brainerd, up towards Duluth, and then slightly higher amounts along the North Shore and into the Arrowhead. Twin Cities, probably under a half inch, though. A couple of models are a little further south, so we might see a touch more, but regardless, not a big snowfall. But mild, not warm enough to melt all the snow for the snow lovers, but very tolerable temperatures, certainly around freezing today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Again, it is a little cooler briefly Friday, Saturday, but not by a lot. Closer to normal, basically. And a pretty quiet pattern other than that clipper system. And Sunday, we're back up into the mid-30s.